and I put it private, so I was talking to myself. And it's not very exciting talking to myself, despite how often I do it. You'd think I'd learn after a while. Okay, how do I haven't done a live in so long, and normally I will like say, hey, I'm going live on this day at this time. So then you guys are at least like, yeah, so you guys are at least present and you know what's going on. But here we are. Hey, how are you? You're the first person here. I was just saying, I don't normally, I usually normally will say like, hey, I'm going on live at this time. But then, yeah, I just ended up not doing that because I was like, you know what, I need to transplant or bump up some of my flower seedlings. And then I was doing it, I was filling it. I still have a crap load more to do. And then I was thinking to myself, you know what? I probably should go live because I haven't gone live in a hot freaking minute because I have never really had time. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna, hopefully this doesn't get loud because I need to, I figured it out. Okay, just so I can see your guys' comments because you don't, like, it shoots up on the screen for like 30 seconds and then that's it. I can't see you guys after that point or what you're saying anyways. Oh, that bag of soil's heavy. I'm too short. Too short. Hey, okay, there we go. I'll lock you in place because if I don't lock you in place, you will fall. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of work. You'd think I'd be more professional than that. But who are we kidding? That's not a thing. Professional. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Top messages. I don't want to see the top messages. I want to see all the messages. I don't know. It's making me, oh, there we go. It was like, hey, you have to use an eSIM. Okay, there we go. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. I am not a professional YouTuber. Why I have this job is only because of you guys and why you support me. I think it's sometimes like a, what is that called? Charity case of charity. If you can't hear me, then please let me know. I'll talk a little bit louder. I don't have like a mic on that by any means. So Betty, hi. Glenda, hi. David, hi. Joanne from Ontario, hello. Ethan from New York City, NYC. Colleen from Idaho. Danielle, hi, hello. How are you? David, Western New York. CF, hi. Charles, hi. Timothy, I lost weight and I'm down. You're looking great with the weight loss. Yeah, I need to exercise more, but yeah, thank you. Caught you in time for the live show. Yes, you did. I was just saying how I didn't announce it, and so I kind of feel bad. Teresa from Kamloops. Okay, so we have the first question. Hi, can you please tell me what types of calcium plants can uptake? Example, calcium carbonate, calcium acetate. So it's just calcium. Calcium straight up is what they take. So what that means is that you could put calcium carbonate, lime, any of it in there, and eventually your microbes will degrade it, mineralize it, technically is what it's called, and then your plants can uptake it. So it's there's no like specific gold standard for calcium because it's not bound to anything else when it gets uptaken by a plant. We've got Ashley. I like your name. Ashley. Sweet, I was looking for something to watch and listen to while I pot up some veggies. That's literally what I'm doing right now. Shawnee, cheers. Ryan, my neighbor has been burning garbage all winter long. They are new to Canada, or my neighbors have been burning garbage all winter long. They're new to Canada, so I don't want to be rude to them. What is right? Do I have to worry about it leaching into my garden? I don't think so. I think you should be okay, because I guess it depends on how close your garden is to the side of wherever they're doing it, but I think you'll be fine. Jackie from Mississauga. Betty says she hears me fine. That's good. Betty, you're always here. Colleen, you sound great. Wonderful. Colleen's always here too. I have so many questions. This is Joseph from New Jersey. NJ? What is it? I don't even know what that is. Is that NJ? Is that a thing? I don't know. Oh, jeez. Awesome. Live already. Okay. Rose Town. I'm excited for gardening this year. I'm on maternity leave, and my husband and I are building raised beds and having a friendly competition of who's more productive in the garden. Mat leave is a great time to become an expert gardener. You have nothing but downtime. So Joseph is saying, you've been helpful for me on Instagram. I sent you a question already, but I'm lucky to have you here. First, can I plant my 2-week-old asparagus crowns? They were out for a bit and in the fridge. You can, yeah, it's fine. Anything that's like a root, a crown, a bulb, a tuber, you can put outside. And then you can even put like a number of different seeds outside already. The key, whenever you put anything outside, whether you choose to transplant, which I wouldn't recommend yet if your last frost date hasn't hit, but what you should watch out for is just your nighttime temps. And if your nighttime temps go below 0, you just throw a bed sheet on top of it. And that's only if the tuber or the bulb or the seed or whatever it is has greenery above ground, because inside of your little seeds, they have cell walls. And similar to like if you were to put a beer in the freezer to like get her cold quick type thing, and then the can gets all deformed because it expands too much. That is what plants do, but inside of the actual cells. So once that happens, they pop, and those are the vacuoles specifically pop because that's what carries the water, and then you destroy something called turgor pressure. So to prevent that, you just want to cover it. So here's the thing. The name frost tolerant or like cold hardy is simply referencing the fact that it can get cold. It is nothing to do with it being able to freeze, because there are zero plants out there that can freeze, except for like spinach. I feel like they're like the one plant that for whatever reason has the thickest cell walls known to mankind, because that like never ever freezes. Okay, what else do we got here? 2, can I plant asparagus in a raised bed with other veggies? Yeah, absolutely you can. There's no reason why you can't plant asparagus in a raised bed. I wouldn't put it close to the edges, Joseph. I would put it close to the center, because if it freezes, if you're in a super cold climate and it ends up freezing, you'll hurt your crowns. So just put it in the middle so it's a little bit more. There, now you guys can actually see what I'm doing, kind of ishy fishy. Okay, but yeah, go ahead. You're good to go. What a nice companion. I've been potting up this weekend too. Betty says, I'm retired, nothing better to do. Hallelujah to that. Ryan, how far from the garbage burning pit would you consider safe for a garden? So it depends on what they're burning, to be totally honest, but in your soil type, it matters too. So if you've got like a clay soil, you could be like 2 meters away and you're probably fine. If you've got like a really sandy soil and like their yard kind of is angled towards your yard, then there is a cause for concern, just because it could leach out. So it's difficult. Yeah, I don't think you'll have an issue, because I would assume after they burn their garbage that they're like disposing of it still, or no, I don't know. You'd have to like, are they taking it to the garbage, or are they just leaving all the debris behind? That's kind of my question. Ashley's like, that's a great analogy. Beer is always great to be used in an analogy. Who are we kidding? As a Canadian, I can say that. Does baking soda harm the soil? No, it doesn't harm the soil. It's, I don't really see a point to adding it. Well, I guess there's reasons why you would add it, but no, it doesn't harm the soil. I just wouldn't, I don't know. It's not something I would do, to be honest, but there are people who do it, so you can as well. Just don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, then you'll be kicking yourself. Kicking yourself. Lava says, hit the like button, chatters and lurkers. It's a great way to show love. I said that in one of my really old videos, like one of my original videos. And I said, don't be lurking. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. There are several people that still end up on that video, and they're pissed that I said that. They're like, how dare you call me a lurker? Like, I am not a serious person at all. So I'm sorry if that offended you. Not by intention at all. You're not meant for this channel if you're a serious gardener. Let's just put it that way. This is not the channel for you. I don't take myself seriously. Oh my goodness, there's comments. Have you ever grown autoflowers before? This is from, what does that mean? It has a flexible cell wall. Oh, the vacuum, like, I was kind of joking, but it's just spinach leaves, they look like they oftentimes make it through frost quite easily. So I guess you could maybe argue that they have like a stronger cell wall, which makes them a little bit more resistant. I do find that they can go through a frost and be fine. Very light frost. I'm not talking like a big frost by any stretch of the imagination. So, okay. What else do we got? Murray's asking about autoflowers. Have any tips? So I do or have grown autoflowers. I've got some started in the window right now. I'm not gonna lie. The ones I'm using they're from Butterbean Seeds. It's a Canadian company. They sent them to me. I'm probably going to grow them, get them started, do some videos with them, and then I am probably going to give them to my brother. The reason for that is because I don't live in like a bad neighborhood by any stretch of the imagination. I live in a pretty nice neighborhood. It's older, don't get me wrong, but the riffraff moves here, to say the least. And so because of that, 2 years ago, someone broke into the backyard solely to steal a cannabis plant that was planted in with my tomatoes, and it wasn't even ready yet, and it was a CBD plant, which is like kind of funny to me. Anyways, they yanked the whole plant, like roots and everything. It was funny to watch on camera. It wasn't funny that they undid the fence and then the dogs got out. That's not funny. So to prevent that, crazy. Not that it stops them from going in the backyard. They still go in the backyard. But to prevent them slightly from going to my backyard, I'm just not going to put cannabis in the backyard, which is terrible. But I feel like, I don't know. It's maybe not just Saskatoon, but the crime has skyrocketed since, you know what happened. So, yeah. David's like, yes, beer in the freezer. Have done that. Absolutely. Everyone has. Black Thumb Gardener. Hello, everyone from Ontario. Black Thumb Gardener's on Instagram, by the way, folks, if you want to go follow her on Instagram. Mark, where do you get your asparagus? That is not a question directed at me. That's a Geek Crew talking to Geek Crew. Kelly, I planted tomatoes today. Frost date is May 22nd. I think I need a high five. High fives for Kelly LeBlanc, everybody. Geek Crew, say high five. I actually did my tomatoes too. I need to do more of them. I'm not totally done them, but I do have like a whole tray started. Faux show. Swiss chard can, yeah, okay, so Swiss chard is another one. Swiss chard definitely can go cold. There's also Winter's Keeper's kale. I find actually also is really good at getting cold and not complaining. So yeah. Ben says, watching from the UK, great knowledge you bring to YouTube. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. I find it crazy. I should have never have named this channel Gardening in Canada. I don't know. I did it like for fun during the pandemic because I was bored. And yeah, I shouldn't have named it Gardening in Canada because like I don't really do gardening in Canada specific videos for every video. I would say they have quite a wide range and it applies to everyone all over the world. But people are slowly realizing that because we've got followers in Australia, South America, the US, the UK, like you name it, we've got them. Hello from Atlantic, Canada. I have a heartleaf philodendron at home. I've been taking care of them the same way I take care of my pothos, but my philodendron is dying. Any suggestions what I could do better? Light, I would say, because they tend to like way more light than pothos. So, Shawnee Grove says thumbs up. Plug says, I didn't know you did lives. Cool. I do lives. I haven't done them in a while, but I do them. And I normally give a warning and I say, hey folks, I'm going live on this day at this time, and I'll put it in the community tab. I didn't do that this time. I'm slacking, folks. Deborah says, is there fertilizer that is good for all vegetable plants? All purpose is good for all vegetable plants. You could also use a bloom formula. It's not going to hurt anything for your greenery. You know, I lied. Use a bloom formula because, and the reason I say that is because typically speaking, we tend to sometimes over apply fertilizer. And so because of that, what we end up with is really leggy plants or quick growing vegetative dominance. There's a scientific term for you there. Vegetative dominance is what we end up with when it comes to that. So a bloom formula is best. It's a little bit lower in nitrogen and it won't muck around too much with like tomatoes or peppers or anything that's flowering. It's also a little bit higher in like phosphorus, which tends to be good, and potassium, which tends to be good for root vegetables. So like potatoes and carrots and turnips and all that sort of stuff. David says, not a lurker, just watch. Okay. What flowers would you plant to pick bouquets? I'm 4 hours away from you in Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Yay! Another Saskatchewanian. So here's the thing. If you're gonna do bouquet flowers, you want to look for specifically long stem. Anything that says long stem on it is meant for cut flowers. So you can get zinnias, for example. You can get zinnias, normal zinnias, but then you can get long stem zinnias, and the long stem zinnias are the best. They're the ones you want to use for like cut flower circumstances. Dahlias don't have like a long stem designation. They all kind of work for the most part. What else? Filler. I love stasis. So that's actually what I was potting up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 containers of 6. And yeah, so that's stasis. That's another one that's really good. Bachelor buttons are another one that's really good. Cornflowers are really good. Literally, the world is your oyster. It's weird. So I did my sister's bouquets for her wedding 2 years ago, I think. I don't even remember when it was, but I just grabbed greenery. Like, so I did like your classic flowers, and then I just grabbed greenery from outdoors. Like I literally went to the bush and I cut some willow and like all that stuff, and it actually all works. So greenery, I mean, you could grow it, you don't have to. Donna says, sorry I'm late. Donna, do you know how Canadian that sounds? Sorry I'm late. I never sent an invite out. I never posted anywhere that I'm going live, and Donna is saying sorry. That's Canadian AF. I love it. I love every moment of it. Plugger just made a purchase of MJ seeds. It always says from Rucellis and feminized. That's what I have to use, feminized. I've got autos and I've got phototropics as well. Enchanted Bliss is talking to Ryan. Must have been a noob. I didn't want to be considered a lurker. That's funny. Then you better, yeah, exactly. What Lava Bison says, if you don't want to be considered a lurker, then like and subscribe. This should give me a kick in the butt to bump up my Lysanthus and the rest of the flowers I overseeded. Oh, Landa, you have no idea, Jess. Before I was going live, I was debating what I'm going to do in this situation, but am I going to be able to lift this up? Probably not. Okay, I don't even think I'm going to get this off the ground. These are my Alyssum. And to put it in perspective, a single Alyssum plant gets massive. Like, I'm talking like 3 feet. And I bulk sowed them into vermiculite. And so now I have an obscene amount of Alyssum just kind of clumped together, and I got to separate all of them. Am I going to separate all of them? Probably not. Am I going to... Okay, so... What else do we got? Hello from West Virginia, USA. Do you know anything about reddish orange fungus growth on soil? What kind it might be and how to get rid of it? That probably is slime mold. It's totally harmless. It's just a sign of excess moisture. And so all you need to do is kind of rough the top up, take a fork, a toothpick, whatever, and kind of rough the surface up a little bit. And then pull back on watering, remove the cloche if it exists, that sort of thing. Jess says, afternoon from Edmonton. Afternoon. Anyone seen the Ontario native orchid lady slippers for sale? They used to have them for sale at Superstore. I haven't seen any this year. I know that the Orchid Society in Saskatchewan usually has them for sale. They're really pretty. If you guys didn't know this, there is an orchid out there. There is an orchid out there that can grow in really cold climates, even zone 3, and they're called lady slippers. I know you can buy the bulbs or like the roots or starts from the Orchid Society in Saskatchewan, and then Lakeshore Greenhouse used to have these in Saskatoon, and now it's called Saskatoon Landscape, and there is a greenhouse there, and they do grow plants, not just landscaping material. But I don't know if they carry those lady slippers anymore. Dutch growers, I've also seen them there every once in a while, but they usually sell out pretty quick because they are so unique. Betty says, planting out cold crops tomorrow, Southern Ontario, next 2 weeks, has only one night that goes down to -2. I am going to start putting stuff outside too soon. I don't know. I might. I don't know yet. My ground is still very much so frozen. Jess said, I think I did my tomatoes last week. I waited long enough this time. You did. I did mine last weekend too. What else? Hello from Hungary. See, what did I tell you? Everyone watches this channel. From all over the world. I really love your humor and of course your knowledge, but your humor, oh my god, heart. You're welcome. It's from trauma. It's from trauma. If you're a redhead and you've just been ruthlessly bullied your whole life, you'd be shocked how funny you become. Idaho! There's someone else from Idaho. This is a second person. Help! San Marzino. Have to start in a container, then transplant. The instructions say this. You don't have to start it in a container and then transplant. You should if you're an overwaterer and you don't want the seeds to rot, because it's just like best practice, I guess. But yeah, no. Norway's here too. Holy macaron. We're the UN. We're the UN here, folks. Let's make some world laws. Gardens for everybody. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, no more lawns, only gardens. That'd be my second rule as a world leader. Hi from April in New Brunswick. I'm in Delta, BC. It's a little early to put peppers and eggplants that I started outdoors. I hardened them off for one day, then lost patience, so now I have them under milk jug domes. They'll be fine. I've been to Delta before, actually, and it's beautiful there. I drove, I think it's when I was going from Vancouver to Victoria. Does that sound right? I feel like that sounds right. And I stopped it there. It was beautiful. You are awesome. In a perfect world, would love to be a part of your tribe. I mean, if we're talking about like starting a commune, let's go, Murray. We'll have the Geek Crew commune. I don't know how much work we get done, but have fun. Gallon from Quebec. The rubber plant is to die for. So that rubber plant I got when it was like that big. It was a baby. It was in my office, and then it just grew and grew and grew, and now it is probably 8 feet tall. 8 feet tall. It was a single branch. It's now, I don't even know how many branches. There's like 6 branches. And then the fiddly fig, this I've had for literal years. And I'm not gonna lie, but I've trimmed it several times and like tried to cut it back. And it just keeps going, and it's at the point where it's outgrown this space, because despite me cutting it, I can't get any sort of like side shooting lower down. So I'm gonna try notching it and see if that will work. If I can't notch it, then I'm SOL. I'm totally screwed. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with it. Betty's Brian actually started some loofah and paper pots 6 weeks ago, and they're going wild. They're over 2 feet tall with a trellis. So I got my loofah seeds started too, and I'm actually going to pot them up. I went to Canadian Tire and I got like the really big, they're like the really big pots that are, whatchamacallit, biodegradable, like the coir pots. It looks like cardboard, actually. I don't think it's coir. I think it's cardboard. Anyway, so I got those suckers, and yeah, so I'm gonna put them in that when I can. How many strawberries per 5 gallon potting bag? Can I do 2 as long as they're near the edges? Yeah, you can do 2 fine. That's not a big deal. They can go in some pretty small spaces, the strawberries. Just keep in mind they're not going to overwinter well in the bucket, so there's that. Have you done any research or testing with different types of manure, such as guano, bat poop for veggies? No, I haven't. Although I do have some experiments going on. So I have a video, and I'm waiting for it to get approved by the sponsor, and they haven't approved it yet. So here we are. But essentially it's like my tour, like my April tour. And I show some of the experiments that I am running. So one that I'm running is with basil plants. So I put basil plants in the same soil from the same like seed packet. All of it's identical, same conditions, and I've done 5 of them. So out of that, I'm doing one with reverse osmosis water, one with tap water, one with organic fertilizer that has been pH adjusted, organic fertilizer with no pH adjustment, and then synthetic fertilizer, regular, and then synthetic fertilizer pH adjusted. So I can show you guys how much it makes a difference if you just slightly change the pH of just your water, because I just want to drive that point home. So I am doing that, and then the other one I'm doing is really weird. So I'm actually splitting everything 50-50. So I'm gonna do half my tomatoes upstairs, and then half of my tomatoes downstairs, half of my flowers upstairs, half of my flowers downstairs, peppers, same thing, all of it. So yeah, the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to put a music. My bird is like getting very obnoxious behind you. Come here. Come here, Ella. Come, fly. Fly. You know you can. You know you can. Yeah, so I'm going to, she's like talking right in your guys' ear too. Come here, baby. Hello. Yes. Hello. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Well, this is the fire alarm. Everyone all the time is like, where's the fire alarm? Replace your batteries. This is the fire alarm. Insert Ella, who I put in a different room when I film. Yeah, hi. And she still wreaks havoc on the microphones. Anyways, I'm putting a radio downstairs with music just to see if like the whole claim that plants and their music are like positive words actually grow bigger. I'm interested just to see, because to be honest, I don't know. I don't think it's, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. We will find out. Okay, this reminds me, I should start some Alyssum. Yeah, I got a whole pile in front of me. Dylan, sorry I'm California, but I'm moving soon, so it's okay. You're allowed to be California. We got lots of Californians on this channel. Lots of people from Texas, Florida, Nevada. I do. I literally read like all of your guys' comments all the time, so I know all of you. As weird as that sounds, I know all of you. All of like the names and the screenshots, like I recognize every single one of you. So, and I remember where you're all from. What is that called? Is that called crazy or a photographic memory, or what is it? Hey? What is it? What is that called? If you have a bird right now, or like this time of year, you know that they molt. And so she's got like all these little pin feathers, and I think they make her itchy. So she always comes to me to like take them off. It's cute. Let's be serious. She's like, listen, ho, you normally just have me and I get all the attention and no one else gets in. Now you've got other people involved in what normally is Ashley and Ella time. So I'm gonna just drive you crazy. Okay, I'm done with you. I can't do it anymore. Okay, how do you think the flood of no-till and no-dig videos online is just a fad, especially people who have been turning and digging soil for generations? It could be. I mean, here's the thing. I think that anyone, holy macaronis, do not watch this. I am a terrible gardener. Holy. Okay. Here's the thing. So I think that people who do no-till, or like do no-till under the wrong conditions. Let's word it that way. People who do no-till under the wrong conditions, I do think probably quit gardening because it will never work. Particularly if you do no-till and then do nothing to amend it previous. So you can do no-till, don't get me wrong, it's possible. However, there is a little bit of like prep that has to go into that yard before you can go no-till and be successful. And then there's other people with soil types, and they're the exception, and it's different for everybody. But there's of course people with soil types out there where they can just right off the hop no-till and be successful. But that's not the rule. That's not the rule. Actually, it's so funny because like, here's the thing. So when you think of like gardening, or when you think of like research or anything like that, you oftentimes think of like, this is the formula, this is what works, there's no other options out there, all of that. And the reality is that the world of science, plant and soil science specifically, is quite literally it's like a big blanket statement. So the reason why it's a blanket statement is because if I've got a sandy soil versus a clay soil when I do the study, different results. If I've got an old soil versus a young soil, different results. If I've got a different elevation, I'm not even joking, a different elevation, I get different results. If I'm doing a trial somewhere and that year it is like a really cold spring and a super hot summer and a drought, and then I do the same freaking study on the same plot of land with the same seeds, and it's like warm and humid and just perfect growing conditions, different results. So whenever I like cite a study, use a study, anything, that's why I always say don't be dogmatic at all. Because if I have experience in anything, it is that plants and soil make their own rules. We use the results from studies as guidelines, and quite often the most reliable studies is something that's like peer reviewed, meta-analysis, that sort of thing, because there's several studies showing it, but again, the rules are all different. So if someone's like, this is the rule because this is what science says, they're wrong, because it's not a thing. It's like literally not a thing, because every single person has a different experience. And that's always why I say too, and I'm not joking when I say it, I would say, hey, Geek Crew, like look at the comment section, because someone's gonna comment that they're from like Nebraska and they grow XYZ plant and this is the XYZ results they have. And I always say, find your location in the comment section, because it's like that person knows way freaking more than a study could, than I could, than like literally anybody, because the situations are so specific, so freaking specific. Difficult to get mostly mature loofahs. Trying the stale thing rolls with my peas this year. That's Brian. Brian's been here for how long have you been watching this channel, Brian? I feel like it's been forever. But yeah, so yeah, loofahs. I'm doing loofahs again as well. So what I'm gonna do this year, Brian, to try to get mature loofahs is I'm going to quite literally cloche them for as long as humanly possible. And I'm going to put them in containers, and I'm going to put them in a crap load of sun, and I'm going to put some in self-watering containers, and yeah, all of it. Trauma humor is the best. Yes, absolutely it is. Favorite hyperaccumulator, Willow. Hands down, Willow. Holy crud. We got comments. I'm behind. I am behind. Do they ship to Atlantic Canada? Oof. I don't know. I do not know. Tamian's like, do you recognize me? I don't think, have you commented before? Because I feel like you haven't. Because no, I don't recognize you. Anyone have luck with Jiffy Pugs? Big fail for me. Yeah, my Jiffy Pugs didn't work this year either. If you watched my one video that I showed, you'll kind of see it. But I was actually quite shocked, because normally I have really good luck with Jiffy Pugs. I don't know if they changed the formula or what the heck they did, but yeah, not the same. Not the same results. Squirrels on Fire says, where's the puppies? The puppies are in the backyard, probably rototilling the garden as we speak. I mean, slave labor. Just joking. They are probably rototilling the garden, not because I want them to, because they literally are just doing it, because they are like, you guess what? I can do whatever I want. Ella. Love Ella. I've heard they're like toddlers. They are like toddlers. Has very specific people she likes, and by specific people I mean she likes me, and that's it. Everyone else is fair game to get bitten. She goes into greenhouses with me, actually, so I will bring her, because you can bring pets into greenhouses, and she loves greenhouses. She likes the humidity and the heat, so once things warm up, she does come to the greenhouses with me. She'll kind of ride on the cart usually, or my shoulder. And she doesn't leave my side. She just literally sits there and sings and whatever else. You like it, don't you? You love it. She also, what the heck is that a hunk of charcoal? That's really weird. They put charcoal in? No, there's no way. No, that's not charcoal, that's wood. We went into Floral Acres the one time, and they've got cats out there, because it's like a really rural greenhouse, and of course they have mice issues, so they've got cats, and the cats are adorable, and Ella will take on a freaking cat, let me tell you. So everyone's like, there's cats around here, and I'm like, trust me, they're not gonna touch her, and if they do, they're gonna regret it real quick, because she moves quick, she moves fast. Oh, Pomona Adam. I saw Dawn. I saw Dawn. Oh, East. I have to use Pammy's cell to make comments. It's so nice to see you. Look forward at some of the geek crew. Dawn! We love Dawn. Dawn's also been here for a really long time. He says he's using his wife's cell phone to be able to comment. Poor guy, he's like, I want to be involved. Dawn, he again, I answer all my DMs. So Dawn, I would say you're probably one of the biggest contributors to the Facebook group by a long shot. And then you also, he reached out and he said, hey, listen, the reason why I started watching your channel was because years ago you made this series called 17 Essential Nutrients. This is what I'm saying. I know your guys' life stories. So I'm creepy. So he said, you know, I watched it and I loved it and I learned so much and yada yada yada. So I am redoing the 17 Essential Nutrient series slowly but surely, and that's because of Dawn. Dawn is the reason for that. So love Dawn. How many different pieces of data do you need to prefer to record when you're doing a trial? When you mentioned soil elevation, temp type, is there a standard? Oh goodness. So there isn't I guess the standard is 3 to 5 trials that are similar. So 3 to 5 repetitions of the same whatever it is. But there's always limitations. So there's going to be limitations on how much money there is for it. There's going to be limitations on obviously land mass, all that sort of stuff. So ideal world, literally as many versions of it as possible, but that's obviously not always the case. I personally, for me, like if we're talking small scale gardening, I would just do like 3, ideally, sure. If you can't do 3 of the same type, then just like 1 or 2. I don't go all out. I'm not super wasteful. I don't know. I can be wasteful to make cool videos. I just don't do it. But I usually only do like 1 or 2, maybe 3. And yeah, that's what I do for like my garden stuff. And usually you can get like a pretty rough idea of like, yeah. The reason why you would do like 2 or 3 versus 1 is because there are potentially moments where something will fail horrifically, and it'll fail because, you know, you forgot to water it or some sort of bug got at it. So of course you want. Why did I fail in squash in 2024? Are we talking winter or are we talking summer squash? Because summer squash last year was a no-go for me too. I shit you not. I friggin' put zucchini everywhere in the yard. I got 0 zucchini plants. I think it was so cold. So cold for so long. Never heated up. And so I think that did too. Site says Canada Post. Oh, see? Someone's doing the legwork, just doing the legwork for me. Pot along. Exciting. Thank you for everything you share with us. You've been utterly glowing recently. That's growing from England. That's funny. Yeah, pot along. Everyone who's starting seeds and just watching this, or potting up and watching this, you have to comment down below. Because that is what I'm doing. Just got kale seeds and they say direct sow, but how would they do starting inside? Okay, so Rose Town Equine is asking kale seeds. Can you start them indoors? Do you direct sow them? So here's the thing. You can start them indoors. And if you're not sure about spacing, you're not sure about climate, kind of all that sort of stuff, starting them indoors actually might be the better option. And the option that you're going to be most successful with. Where can I put these poor plants? Plant abuse. Call the plant services. Yeah, so you can start them. By all means, you can start them and then transplant them outdoors, or you can direct sow. I like to plant them outdoors in an ideal situation. However, it's more work, and if you're thinking to yourself, here's the thing, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have enough seeds, I'm bored, like I've got like 2-3 trays, that's it. Keep in mind that those trays usually are a minimum of 72 plants. So if you have 3 trays of whatever it is, you have like over 250 plants at your whim. You're going to have to transplant, pot up over 250 plants. So just be careful. Don't commit too much because you're gonna regret it. Oh, look, more Alyssum. Poor Alyssum. Alyssum. Can I put marigolds and hollyhocks into the same 3-inch cubes? ChatGPT is screaming at me to use 6-inch ones. Marigolds you can. I don't know why ChatGPT is saying marigolds you can. Hollyhocks are a big plant. This is not sponsored by Pepsi. This is literally, I grabbed this before I thought I was going live. And it's just like staring me in the face. Num nums. Num nums for my dum dums. Yeah, so marigolds you can sow in a smaller in cells. I don't see why not. Hollyhocks though, ChatGPT's cries for help may be correct. I would probably do like even this sized container for a hollyhock minimum, because they are big plants and they grow very, very quick. Cass says, in case anyone needed to hear, Ashley was right about starting tomatoes too early. Bumped up once already, and they're already 1.5 feet tall. I know, it's a hard one. That damn tomatoes. They grow fast. Like I started mine last weekend, and I thought to myself, I've got 2 weeks before they even germinate. They were up by Wednesday. I literally didn't even have my grow lights up or ready, so now friggin' half of them are leggy. Yeah, so bad luck, or good luck, but not good luck for someone who's lazy, like me. David says, gotta go, guys. Need to let the dogs out. Bye, David. Talk to you later. Broker song, when manure and compost says forest material added, what does that mean? That means that it has peat in it. I can almost guarantee you that's what that means, but they just don't want to say it because of the controversy, I guess you could say, over peat. That's 100% what that means. Ash! There's 3 Ashleys, if your name's actually Ashley and not just Ash. There's 3 Ashleys in the chat. Yay! Can you explain to me why it is when I pot up sweet potato into potting soil mix in a pot, the roots grow into the soil underneath to grow the tubers? When I plant sweet potatoes into potting mix in a pot, the roots grow into the soil underneath to grow their tubers. Oh, do I know what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying. I'm confused. Can you reword that for my brain? Sorry. I can't, my brain can't. It's been a long week. My brain can't compute. No compute. Betty's talking to Cass. Bill says, I'm in zone 6. Is it too late to plant prairie cornflower seeds indoors, or should I wait until the warm? I don't know. Plant them indoors. You're good. Go. You could like winter sow them too if you wanted. Whatever works. Cracky method, Scott says, love cracky method. Works like a charm. Why do seed packs have like come in like hundreds? What am I supposed to do with the other 90 after? So yeah, I got like 2 lettuce packs Today I was at Early's Farm and Garden on 51st Street, and I got a lettuce pack, and I like picked it up. And it was like $2.99. It was physically heavy, and I was like, how many lettuce seeds are in this thing? And like lettuce seeds do not do well, like long-term storage wise. So I'm just gonna be freaking lettuce seeds on the lawn. I'm gonna grow lettuce lawn this year. Lettuce lawn. Yeah. Diggum Smack says, just got here. Does she know she has a bird on her shoulder? I do know I have a bird on my shoulder. Yes. Okay, so this is bad. This is her room. This is her room. I got her at 15. I was 15 when I got her. So she's old. She's pretty old for a bird. But she used to live in my bedroom. And she never lived in a cage. And she literally would come to bed, cuddle with me like on my pillow. She'd wake me up like playing with my hair all through high school, university, all of it. Like she's my baby. Then I moved into this house, and this room is like super sunny. It's obviously got all my plants. It always has had all my plants. Like even before I was doing YouTube, this was like the plant room, because of the sun and all of that. So I put her in here. She's got a cage. It's behind you. The door has not closed in 30 years or 15 years. It's never closed once. Or what would it be? 30, no, 18 years. It has never closed in 18 years. The hinges are probably friggin' rusty. If I tried to close it, I probably couldn't, because she's just lived free. This is her plant room. She's the most spoiled bird on planet Earth. And everyone says that. Why don't you just put her in the cage? You won't put that in the cage? She will scream bloody murder. Bloody freaking murder. She's very loud. Very loud. Okay. My soil is years of building up leaves, weeds, dog poop. Took a large maple and invasive rose of Sharon in 2023, maybe 22. Kept poop cleaned up, lots of worms, lots of roots. You would. That's like a moisture holding place for sure. Jackie says, potting up my peppers right now. Did start sowing some Roma tomato seeds. I've got to pot up my peppers as well. Yeah, they definitely need to not be where they are anymore. Sherman says, I discovered your channel about 2 weeks ago. I've been geeking out watching as many episodes as I can. Saying hello and thank you from Northern New Jersey, US. Welcome to the least serious gardening channel on YouTube. We love you. Welcome to the Geek Crew. If you're new, there's probably a few of you that are new, that are like, I'm not commenting because she will freaking call me out, and I will. I will say your name. I will say it. I am not shy. It's low in nutrients. I don't know if that's out of context for me. Penelope Greenland. I have seed boxes at we have seed boxes at our local library. You can donate seeds, take seeds. Yeah. Saskatoon Cosmo Library, I believe it's the Cosmo Library, has library boxes too. Daniel, pending soil scientist. Daniel, you're like sitting there so quiet. You want to say something? You're like an actual member. You hit the join button. You gotta say something. The sweet potatoes will literally grow under the pot, not inside. That is weird. Okay, so here's the thing. It probably, like if I had hazard guess, it's very likely that there's just a lot of humidity in the environment it's in. So they can go out through the bottom of the pot, and that's and the humidity is high enough that it doesn't air prune it. It feels like it's still in soil. That would be like the only guess I could give it. Yeah, that's really weird. That's really weird. Nice of her to let you hang out in her room. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's very, thank you for letting me hang out in here. Well, yeah, it's your bedroom. It's your bedroom, and I invade it every once in a while. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Has anyone got a pet-friendly critter stopper? They dig up my plants, making tunnels. We have all of them. Mice, voles, squirrels, chipmunks, raccoons, beavers, weasels, mink, deer, fox, porcupine, birds. Okay, so there's a product out there. It's called Bobbex. Bobbex. I will DM me on Instagram, Gardening in Canada. It's literally just type it in. You should be able to find me. DM me if you want to know I'll send you the link to it. Because you can buy it at several places, but I'll find the link and I'll send it to you. But anyways, this stuff is like fermented cayenne pepper, fermented garlic, and just like everything that's really obnoxious in smell, fermented and put into a liquid. And this liquid is like, take your breath away, smell bad, like horrible smelling, and nothing goes near it. Literal like bugs, like actual bugs. It's not meant for bugs, but it actually does act as like kind of a bug repellent because I think it's just that rancid. It works good. I put it on because I had rabbits in the front yard, and the rabbits don't touch it. Nothing. They don't touch anything where that stuff is. I almost swore. I almost swore out loud. That would have been bad. YouTube would have got mad. But yeah, they don't touch it at all. Guionos! Cheers from Ottawa! Did it stop snowing yet? He literally commented the other day and he's like, yeah, it just keeps snowing. Did it stop snowing in Ottawa? That is the question. That is the question. Has it stopped snowing in Ottawa? Ash says, I love that you have such a close relationship with your bird. It's beautiful. It's amazing. She's free roaming. You're free roaming. Don't poop on me. That would be embarrassing. Do that on live television. Yeah, that would be embarrassing. Worms are extremely happy. Okay. MR Green, make my own seed starting mix in totes, 70% peat, 30% vermiculite perlite. How much lime do I add? That actually depends on how much peat there is. The perlite and the vermiculite don't actually factor into how much lime you would add, but the peat does. So for like one of the compressed bales worth of peat, like 3 cups, like rough estimate, there's no real wrong way to do this. Start at 3 cups, and then you could go up from there if you decide to pH test it. But 3 cups is like, yeah, it's in and around the right level. Not on Instagram. Okay, so what I'll do is after we get off live, I will post in the community tab. I'll post a thingy. What am I trying to say? Link to Bobbex in the community tab, so then you can. How far do earthworms travel? Penelope. Okay, so the earthworms, it's interesting. So earthworms, they move a lot, but it's not like a single earthworm is like making its way to Mexico type thing. It's like the population itself kind of like moves outwards is more so what happens. And in some areas, earthworms are not good. So for example, the Boreal forest is an area where there's earthworms, and there's not supposed to be earthworms because the glaciers actually were so freaking heavy that they smooshed the soil to the point that earthworms never made it up to that northern US, northern Canadian area. And so now that they're there, a lot of the trees in that area, for like example, like aspen or pine or, you know, spruce, all of these, they never grew with, they never once grew. What? Are you tangled in my hair? They never once grew with any sort of decomposer, like eater, like that. What am I trying to say? Didn't grow with anything that was able to consume plant debris that quickly. So the ecosystem that is the boreal forest has leaves, and in those leaves, the LFH layer, the leaf litter layer is what we call it, there are seeds, obviously. And those seeds are meant to germinate and hibernate and last in that leaf litter layer. And so what happens with the earthworms is that they actually go in and they will eat all of the seeds that regenerate the boreal forest. So I think it's the University of Toronto. It is the University of Toronto, I'm pretty sure. It's actually trying to find a way to stop them from going too far north. But anyways, it's a fun fact. It's a fun fact. The ones that are in Canada and the northern US, for sure were brought over by settlers, because settlers knew, like from Europe, they knew that earthworms were really valuable in their gardens, in their production of their food. So that's why they brought them. Because even though they're here, they're great for food production, they're just not good for all ecosystems. But long answer to the short answer, which is simply yes. They travel. Not singularly, but as a whole, they travel. It stopped snowing in Ottawa. Her little feet are tangled. I know. She's making a freaking nest in my hair. Don't you dare bite me. And we just pretended that we liked each other, and now you're gonna freaking try to eat me? Dinosaurs. Little baby dinosaurs. She's... Okay, can you... Missy? Missy, come here. Get off. Oh my god, you are... Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. How are you? Okay. Are you done making a nest? Are you done making a nest? Bye. Yes, she can fly. She can fly. Oh my god, Ella. You pain in the behind. Ugh. Okay, well, I've looked crazier on camera before, so here we are. Oh, I'm gonna need to put detangler in this now. Any tips on growing Saskatoon berry bushes? They're pretty good. Like they're pretty hardy plants. The only thing I will say is that they like to be planted in groups. They don't like to be singular, particularly like when they're small. So you may need to like plant them close together, or like plant other stuff around it to kind of act as like a protectant of... She's making you look pretty. Yeah, she's making me look like something crazy. She's making me look crazy. You guys probably already think I'm unhinged most days. It's actually funny. There was someone, where was I? I can't even remember where I was. Out in public, every once in a while, someone will recognize me. And if you do recognize me, like, come up and say hi. I'm very friendly. But they were like, wow, you're the same on camera as you are in person. I'm like, yeah, no, I am. It's not an act. Feel bad for friends and family. Let's say that much. How old is your cactus / dragon fruit? Oh, that thing. This thing is that big. And this is... Hey, that's where my ponytail went. Yay. 7 years old, 7-ish. It's a euphorbia. It's whatever the one is with the milk in it that if you get it on your hands, it stings and it burns. So yeah, It's like, yeah. And then there's this one. This is an actual dragon fruit plant. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Am I going to be able to flip this? Holy crap. This is an actual dragon fruit plant. Can you see it? It goes outside in the summer. And I made this. I made it. I didn't make it. I got it from a dragon fruit at the grocery store. I literally just took all the seeds out and I put them in a paper towel, and then I put them inside of like a little baggie, and then they germinated, and now I have a dragon fruit plant. I made so many that I actually gave a whole bunch to Jessica and Dean at Eurocopia. I don't even know if they're still alive. I haven't asked her about them, but cedar apple rust that infects. Oh yeah, there are diseases, of course, with Saskatoon berries. So yeah, I come out of the garden, get on YouTube, and gardening live is going on. We're meant to be. You're meant to be here. What could I say? What could I say? Are you seeing cucumbers this year? I am. That's another Kay Spence. You'll see her in the comments all the time. She comments like Spence, do you comment every single video. I've never seen you not comment. Yeah, I'm doing cucumbers this year. I wish I would have brought them. So I'm doing self-pollinated ones, and those ones produce plants or cucumbers without needing to be fertilized, basically. So it's got a high amount of female flowers that all turn into cucumbers, and so I don't have to worry about like lower levels of pollination, because I find that that's kind of my issue when I get really poor. My hair is falling out now, a lot of things. But yeah, everything plants. Hi Jeff, how are you? The guy who commented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th from the bottom, everything plants. He is in Saskatchewan, and he's a YouTuber. Go follow him. Doing great. Jeff, do you have more heat and sunlight than we have here in Saskatoon? You're a little farther south, so I feel like you could be a little bit nicer. Anyways, also Jeff hit 100,000, like 100,000 subscribers 2 months ago, 2 months-ish ago. So say congratulations for him for that. Good afternoon. What are your thoughts on diatomaceous earth and soil as a source of silica? Yeah, why not? I mean, I don't think it's like the strongest source of silica. I might have to research that one. Silica is really good for plants. Like, it's like the secret for plants. There's, what is it called? It's called, if you look at sunshine mixes, there's something called Resilience. It's like a brand. It's called Resilience, and it's inside of Sunshine Mix number 4 specifically, and it has it is silica. It's like literal silica for plants, and the results, like the plant itself, its performance is quite good when you have silica. I'm starting to get lazy, and we're just gonna do like 5 Alyssum plants in a single pot, and then we'll see what happens. I'll be making a video probably months from now, and I'll be like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. I regret it. I already know I'll regret it, but I don't want them to die. Okay. Just sat down on the patio to put my, to putter with my seedlings and transplants too. Tash Bell. Yay. I'm joining late, but what are you potting up? Just asking. I'm doing Alyssum right now, Jeff, and I was just saying how I like bulk sowed my Alyssum and how it was like a horrible life choice because now I have to separate them all and it's a nightmare. And then I also was doing stasis So flowers, I'm doing flowers basically is what I'm doing. All of my like vegetables are not even close to getting potted up yet. So yeah. I heard people in Canada like to arm wrestle. Is that like that elbows up thing? I don't even know what that's about actually. I just saw Michael Myers. I think was it Michael Myers? Michael Myers. Isn't that like the guy? I'm pretty sure that's a horror movie character. It's got nothing to do with elbows up. Anyways, yeah. Nice. If you had to choose one fertilizer for indoor plants, which one would you use? What would I use? If I had to choose one, what would I use? I'd probably just use like the Pro Mix all-purpose, which is downstairs. It's Pro Mix all-purpose. It's liquid. It's liquid, and it's in a black bottle, and that's what I would use. It's like, what does it say? Organic something. It's organic, and yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that one. But yeah, that's the one that I would use for sure. Oh, Ashley says it's elbows up is hockey. See, there you go. My tide constellation is so brown. How do you keep? Oh yeah, that's usually humidity is a reason for browning. But you know what? Jeff would be the guy to ask, because Jeff has. Don't you have a tide constellation, or you have? I'm pretty sure he has a tide constellation. Because I've watched his video, and I'm 99% sure he's got a tide constellation. Can I use rice husks as perlite instead? You can't. My cat is literally hanging off of the window. Yeah, you can use rice husks as perlite, but only the coarse rice husks, not the rice husks that have been like really finely chopped, if you will. Oh my god. These clear pots that I got last year that I showed you guys with like the lights on top, I really like them. Like, I like just the clear pot portion, and I would buy just their pots or just their trays, because I'm not gonna lie, they're like super sturdy compared to like everything else I've ever gotten. This chair is missing a screw, so it's like really wobbly. This Pro Mix potting soil is actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. It's not my favorite. Ooh, Sunshine Mix number 4 is my favorite. But that's a Jeep, and I can't lift it. So I gotta wait till Bob gets home, and then Bob will lift it for me. Okay. This can go here. That can go there. These poor freaking plants. I gotta do castor bean plants today too, still, actually. Okay, I'm gonna pot these up, and then I'm gonna do, let's math for a second. I'm gonna do these 12 cells, and then I'm gonna leave. So, if you got questions, say them now or forever hold your peace till I go live again. And do I know when I'll go live again? No, we got no idea. I don't plan that far ahead, folks. Hello from Oregon. I want to say I love Canada. Been there, and since 1964, have never felt like it was a different country. I heard Oregon. I drove through Oregon 2 years ago, and we went Cannon Beach area, like along the coast, and Oregon, oh my god, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful area of the world. Absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm gonna have to go outside in the greenhouse, get more pots, come back in, just so I can finish the rest of these freaking things. because I am running out of space. Space is running out. Space is running out. These Alyssum were under the lights for too long, or the lights were too close. So they're like kind of fried looking. They're a little bit burnt. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. Is it bad that I don't know what I'm going to do with all these plants? Oh my god. Oh my god. Who's growing castor beans this year? I love the castor bean plant. I think it's like so showy. It's toxic. It's toxic, just a heads up. But it's like such a showy plant. I find it so beautiful. And I'm going to start them from, I've never started from seeds before, but yeah, I'm gonna try them out. I've got a whole bunch of seeds started for them. Ella's laughing. She's like literally giggling behind the camera. You probably can't hear it. You can hear traffic, lots of traffic. Tomorrow's video is gonna be 25 rapid fire soil tips. If I am able to edit fast enough. I don't know what time it's gonna come out at though, but yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow's video. And there are 25 rapid fire soil tips that are very specific to before you put plants in the ground. So it's like a spring version. Dawn says, we're starting another worm bin. How are you finding yours working out, and will you do another video on your worm bin? I should do another video on my worm bin. It's good. It's like the simplest way to compost, if I'm being totally honest. Like I've never had problems with it. It's like, yeah, it's so simple that everyone, I find like it kind of, well, Dawn might be able to speak to this, but like, I feel as though people make it really complicated, the worm bin world. They're like, it's got to have this moisture and it's got to have this layer and don't feed them this and don't feed them that. I literally just whatever. I put whatever in it and I've never had any issues. Like I've never had like a mass die off, nothing. I keep them like a little bit cooler too. Like I keep them on the cold side. So, what's your favorite tomato and cantaloupe variety? Early Champ for cantaloupe is my favorite, and then Brandywine is my tomato favorite. I freaking love Brandywine. Love, 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 love. Story, might have zoned out and missed the answer. Any low maintenance perennial berry fruit flower you'd recommend that would like being under the south side of spruce trees? Raspberries, blackberries, they'll take over. They'll take over anything, including the world. When do you use kelp fertilizer with seedlings early on, or don't do it till they're transplanted? Wait till they're transplanted, preferably even wait till they're transplanted outdoors, because that's when you're going to get the best results. Charles says, thanks for letting the bird enjoy, or letting the bird enjoy your live show. 100 plus Ashley, that's impressive. For a live stream, is that impressive? I love you guys, and you love me. That's why there's 120 people here. How do you keep rodents out of a worm bin? Oh, okay. That you just gave me freaking PTSD. So the worm bin was in the basement, and I put like the cardboard over top of it, and I went to move the worm bin, and a freaking mouse like, oh, I was like, no. I literally freaked out. I like threw the lid on top because I was like, if there's any more in there. And then I had like a billion traps in the basement because I was like, no, absolutely not. And then I was like putting it outside on the deck, even though it was like freezing. It's freezing outside. It was around Christmas. And yeah, so there was a worm bin in my freaking, there was a mouse in my worm bin is what I'm trying to say. How to keep them out? You don't seal it, I guess. Guelph, Ontario. Have you tried Brandywine cherries? Betty's asking. No, I haven't. I haven't. But I will say that intrigues me. Austin says, hi, good morning. Hi, Austin. Good morning. He's like, yeah. D. Lolly, who's like the person that gave me PTSD 5 seconds ago, says, yeah, I've had rats. No. That's a hard no. That's a hard no for me. What's your favorite fig tree variety? You think I can grow figs here? You give me way too much yield. Oh my god, my nails. It's happening. I'm getting the gardener's manicure. And these will be dirty from now until probably July. That is it. That is all. Anyways, I'm gonna go, guys. I'm interested in companion planting wine cap mushrooms and vegetables. Are there a variety that should not be put together? Not to my knowledge, no. Not to my knowledge. I think they just all do well together. As long as they like the same conditions, they'll be good. They'll be good. But any hazers, I'm going to leave. I'm going to skedaddle and figure out what I'm going to do with this little pile of Alyssum plants that I have left. Have you made any of your own varieties? I did. Matt's asking that. I did like years ago. I did actually do it. It's a bit of work though. You gotta like pull the petals back on the flower, isolate the flower, remove the male part from the flower, and then take the male part from a different flower, and then obviously fertilize the female. And yeah, so it's like a whole process, but it's doable. It's better than wheat, because when you breed wheat, you gotta do the entire freaking head. And you gotta sit there and like cut. Oh my god, it's work. Back to folding grocery bag. That isn't so smart. Okay, last comment. Buy back to folding grocery bag paper pots. Those paper bags. I have so many of them. I don't know what to do with them. I just recycle them. That just blew my mind. That's so smart. That is so smart. That is so smart. This is what I'm saying. The comment section is smarter than me. This is a really good example of it. Loved your live. Don't wait too long to do another one. I won't. I'll do at least once a month, if not every second week. So let's plan to be here, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, in and around the same time. It might be outdoors though. Fingers crossed it's gonna warm up. So anyways, I will stay dangerous. Oh my god. Guys are getting rowdy. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Mwah. See you later. Do I have dirt on my lip? No, I got vermiculite. Even better. Even better. How do I end this? I don't even add the exit button. That would be it. Okay, I'm done. Bye.